Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're taking a look into the very near future of artificial intelligence to tackle a really big question for every parent out there. What on earth will our kids need to know in a world that's just filled with AI? We're going to use a fascinating review of 2025 by AI expert Andrej Karpathy as our guide and break down what it all means for you and your family.
You know, this quote from Karpathy just nails it. It perfectly captures this bizarre, super powerful, and sometimes kind of goofy new intelligence our kids are going to grow up with. It doesn't think like us. It's something else entirely. Okay, let's dive right in. So here's our game plan. First, we're going to get a handle on how this new AI actually thinks. Then we'll look at the AI coworker that our kids will probably use every single day. We'll explore how they're going to create amazing things with just words. And finally, we'll get right to the good stuff, the essential skills they'll need for this wild new world.
All right, first up, let's peek under the hood, because there has been a huge fundamental shift in how these artificial brains are being taught, and trust me, it changes everything.
So, until very, very recently, training a big AI model followed a pretty standard three-step recipe. Step 1, it reads basically the entire internet. Wild, right? Then, humans would give it really specific examples to copy. And finally, we'd give it feedback, kind of like a thumbs up or thumbs down, just to polish its behavior.
But in 2025, a powerful new ingredient got tossed into the mix. It's a mouthful, but it's called RLVR, and the core idea is teaching the AI to solve problems where there's a clear, black and white, right or wrong answer. Think math problems or coding puzzles.
This is way less like studying for an essay and a whole lot more like practicing for a math competition, but on a totally massive scale. I mean, by trying millions and millions of approaches and getting rewarded for every correct little step, the AI doesn't just memorize facts anymore. It actually starts discovering its own problem-solving strategies. It's learning how to reason its way to a correct answer.
And what's so fascinating about this is the metaphor it gives us. We are not building digital animals that think like we do. Nope. We are summoning ghosts. Our human brains, they're optimized for survival. And AI's brain? It's optimized for things like imitating text and solving logic puzzles. The result is a completely different kind of mind.
And this chart just brilliantly shows that alien mind in action. AI as these incredible spikes of pure genius. It can solve a math proof that would stump a PhD, but then it gets totally tripped up by a simple sarcastic joke. It is a super genius and a confused toddler all at the same time. And understanding that jagged, spiky profile is absolutely key to working with.
So now that we kind of get this strange, spiky new mind, let's see how it's actually going to show up in the tools our kids will be using. And I'm not talking about the distant future. This is happening very, very soon.
It's a great question, isn't it? How do you actually partner up with something that's both a super genius and, well, super gullible? The answer isn't to just throw your kid at the raw AI.
Instead, what's happening is a whole new layer of apps is popping up. Think of them like a friendly manager for the AI. They do the boring stuff in the background. They gather the right info, they manage the AI's workflow, and they give your child a really simple, focused dashboard to work from, whether they're coding, writing an essay, or analyzing data for a science project.
And here is a huge mental shift for us as parents. We grew up thinking of the internet, or AI, as a destination, a place you go to, like a website. For our kids, AI will be more like a spirit or a ghost that lives with them right there on their own computer. So the really crucial point here is that this creates a true AI agent. It becomes a partner that lives locally and, importantly, securely on your kid's machine. It can see their files, it can understand the context of their school project, and it can help them step by step without sending all that private info out to the cloud. It's personal, it's private, and it is incredibly powerful.
Okay, now for what I think is the most mind-blowing part of all this. It's how this completely changes what it even means to be a builder or a creator.
A new term has started floating around, vibe coding. Seriously, forget learning all those complex programming languages. This is about being able to describe what you want to build, the vibe of it, in just plain English. Your child's imagination is literally becoming the new code.
And look, this isn't just for beginners. Here you have one of the world's top AI experts admitting that he built a really complex piece of software in a language he doesn't even fully know just by describing what he wanted. Now, if he can do that, just imagine your kid building their own video game or a custom app for their science fair project.
You know, chatting with an AI today feels a little bit like using a computer in the 1980s. It's all text, just a blinking cursor on a command line. But the future of this stuff isn't text.
The AI is learning to speak our language. Visuals. It's going to create infographics, slideshows, videos, maybe even entire apps for you, not just talk about them.
So let's wrap all of this up. What's the big takeaway here? What should we really be focusing on as we help our kids get ready for this future?
Well, the focus really shifts away from things like rote memorization and moves toward these deeply human skills. Can your child ask a really great question? Can they think critically and spot when that genius AI is having one of its toddler moments? Can they dream up a creative vision and describe it clearly? And maybe most importantly, can they collaborate effectively with this brand new kind of partner? That's the new toolkit.
Our generation, we had to learn how to type to unlock the power of a computer. This next generation, they're going to learn how to vibe, how to express their ideas and their intentions to an AI that can bring those ideas to life. They are literally being handed a superpower, and it's going to be absolutely incredible to see what they build with it. Thanks for exploring this future with us.